tonight on Ctv3 News. Tragic house fire on Sunflower Street in San Pedro claims unidentified victim. Investigations underway. Government delegation tours the BMDC facilities, highlighting growth and support for farmers. Health Minister Kevin Bernard reports ongoing dengue outbreak in Belize amid urgent investigation of a possible death due to the disease. And Belize prepares for coconut export boom to Mexico amid local supply concerns. Minister Jose Mai assures surplus production. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, August 11th, 2025.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration. And it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange World Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación QuiPass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Mechas, gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas,
la aplicación Express Plus,
Cuellos,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia,
Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse.
The new designs for Belize's new banknotes have been revealed. But why are only two national figures featured on the banknotes? The individuals honored on our new banknotes have received Belize's highest distinction, the Order of the National Hero. As of January 2025, only two persons have been awarded this title. The Right Honorable George Cadle Price, regarded as the father of the nation, who was the first Prime Minister of Belize and renowned leader in our road to independence, and the Honorable Philip Stanley Wilberforce Golson, one of the longest-serving members of the House of Representatives, known for his unwavering stance on protecting and preserving Belize. By featuring these heroes, we honor their invaluable contributions to the development of our nation. New look, same value, heroes' legacy. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. A tragic house fire tore through a property on Sunflower Street in San Pedro Town late Friday night, resulting in the death of an individual whose identity remains unconfirmed. The incident was reported shortly after 8 p.m. when the flames engulfed a small wooden and zinc structure measuring approximately 10 by 20 feet, situated at the rear of the yard. The San Pedro Police Department has launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the blaze. Authorities found the victim's body lying face up on the floor inside the charred building. While preliminary reports indicate that the deceased may be a resident of Ranchito Village in the Corozal district, officials have yet to verify the person's identity.
Police responded to a fire in San Pedro. Upon their arrival, they found a small building completely engulfed in flames. Fire personnel came to the area and extinguished the flames. Thereafter, a search was conducted where the charred remains of a person was found inside the building. The remains were taken to the hospital where they are presently awaiting a post-mortem examination. The cause of the fire is under investigation at this time.
Was he the only one residing at the residence?
Yeah, he was the only one that took care of that small building.
Is there any indication of what may have caused the fire?
Not at this time. We will await the report from the fire department.
The body has not been formally identified, you said?
Not formally identified. However, we have the name of the person who stayed there.
Do you know his personal circumstances? Might he have been sleeping or?
We do not know. He took care of that building and did some work around the yard.
The remains were transported to Belize City for a post-mortem examination to determine the cause of death. The property owner is currently out of the country. A high-level delegation, including Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Jose Abelardo May, Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, and Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Honorable Ramon Cervantes, joined senior officials from the Ministry of Agriculture and coconut producers today for a guided tour of the Belize Marketing and Development Corporation BMDC facilities. The visit highlighted the corporation's remarkable growth and its expanding role in supporting farmers and agro-processors nationwide.
The Belize Marketing and Development Corporation BMDC, located on the San Lorenzo Road here in Orange Rock Town, today opened its doors for a guided tour of its expanding facilities, proudly showcasing the tremendous growth achieved over the past 5 years. To introducing innovative services, BMDC has positioned itself as a vital partner for farmers nationwide. The corporation works closely with local producers to ensure that their goods meet market demand and quality standards.
Over the past 4 years, what you see here don't exist. There's a lot that came around, like for example the structure we're standing under wasn't here. So primarily importation was our business in the past, and everything was done manually. Now we have forklifts moving product, so everything is done much faster and much reliable. And from there we have done a whole lot which we had to showcase today. For example, the main one we're trying to deal with are the 3 products that we promote, like for the honey, the pulps, and also the rice. The rice in the south has seen major improvements. We have gone for about 200,000 pounds of paddy a year. In 3 years, we have gone to 3 million pounds. So farmers are benefiting a lot more. right? When it comes to the honey has remained more or less stagnant, the same production almost every year. But what we have added to that line is the different equipment that we're bringing for the beekeepers. Because in the past, they had to buy or source their own thing. Now, whatever they need, we get it. And with the cooperative we work with, they get the equipment on credit. So when they harvest their honey, then they pay us back. And when it comes now to the fruit pulps, that was the newest addition. We have new packaging, as you may have seen, because at first it was only the 2-pound bags that we had. Now we have the 2 pounds, the little bucket, and also the 6 pounds bucket. So all of this is readily available for the market, right? So all of these things we have to showcase, and also, without forgetting, the equipment line, because that's a new service that we're providing to all agro-processors or small farmers. If they need equipment, we can source it for them at a much more lower price than what they would have found anywhere in the country. Well, the packaged sugar that you saw here today is mostly seen in the San Pedro market. Again, value addition that we're doing, because you know, in the past they used to weigh your sugar, they put it in little bags and tie it up, and that's on the shelves. Not anymore. Now we're doing a sealing of bags, so it's more secure, it's more guaranteed. And the sugar that we package basically comes from BSI, so we're not producing anything. All we're doing is just doing a different presentation for the market that desires to have it that way.
Rice packaging has been one of the most impressive success stories for the BMDC family, growing from 300,000 tons to an astounding 3 million tons of rice produced and packaged annually.
Well on track. If you looked at our rice, as a matter of fact, this year we will need to produce more rice. When we received this entity on government change, we were producing in the southern part of Belize about 300,000 tons of paddy rice. The mill was not functioning. They were used to dry, the facility to dry the paddy, and they used to sell the paddy to the people in Spanish Coast. We changed that completely. We repaired the mill. It's an old mill. We made a very good assessment. We changed the parts that needed to change. We made some changes, and today we're producing 3 million pounds of paddy. So from what used to be before, to 250 to 300,000 tons of paddy, to 3 million pounds of paddy is a serious jump in 3-4 years. Today we've purchased a new mill. That mill will give us greater throughput, because the farmers in the south are now expanding in rice production, and there needs to be an expansion, because the demand for rice is there. The demand for rice has increased, the demand for poultry has increased, the demand for pork and beef have increased in the country. People are eating well. It's a good thing to know. And so as the demand for food increases, we have to produce more for the country. And our goal is if we can produce everything in the country and not import anything, we're on the right track.
One of BMDC's standout initiatives has been its production of fruit pulps, which supports farmers from across the country by creating a reliable outlet for their harvests. Adding to that program, the ministry is also looking to work with schools to expand the program by supplying slush and juice machines that will utilize BMDC's fruit pulp, aligning with the Ministry of Health's mandate to phase out sugary drinks from schools.
This facility also provides capacity to store cold storage for farmers. Last year we stored, I think, 8 tons of dragon fruit. We have soursop, we have passion fruit, and we are making that available to the schools. We have slush machines, we have juice machines, and we hope that at some point children can start to understand the importance of drinking a healthy juice as to drinking a gaseous drinks. And so Minister of Health was here, and he also is very impressed with what we are doing, and he too will help us to promote the consumption of healthy drinks like what we have here at BMDC. And so we are well on track. If you looked at our rice, as a matter of fact, this year we will need to produce more rice. When we received this entity on government change, we were producing in the southern part of Belize about 300,000 tons of paddy rice. The mill was not functioning. They were used to dry, the facility to dry the paddy, and they used to sell the paddy to the people in Spanish Coast. We changed that completely. We repaired the mill. It's an old mill. We made a very good assessment. We changed the parts that to change. We made some changes, and today we're producing 3 million pounds of paddy. So from what used to be before, the 250 to 300,000 pounds of paddy, to 3 million pounds of paddy is a serious jump in 3-4 years. Today we've purchased a new mill. That mill will give us greater throughput because the farmers in the south are now expanding in rice production, and there needs to be an expansion because the demand for rice is there. The demand for rice has increased, the demand for poultry has increased, the demand for pork and beef have increased in the country. People are eating well, which is a good thing to know. And so as the demand for food increases, we have to produce more for the country. And our goal is to, if we can produce everything in the country and not import anything, we're on the right track.
The newest addition to the facility, coconut processing for export, marks another major step forward. With newly acquired equipment, BNDC can now receive, clean, and package coconuts to meet international quality requirements.
We have invested in a packing facility to start exportation of coconuts shortly. We expect to start exporting coconuts next month. Tomorrow we'll do the first trial. We will see if we can adjust the equipment to what we're doing and hope to export, hope to find out tomorrow, and next month we'll do the first shipment to Mexico. I will admit to you that Belize is the only country so far has been able to export coconut to Mexico, given the conditions that they told us, which is green coconuts with husk. We want to thank the Mexican government for that. And we, from our numbers, only the northern part of the country, Morinduak, we are going to have by next year, early next year, at least 5 million coconuts to export. By first quarter of next year, we can have up to 30 million units to export. So this facility is very important to commence, but we will definitely need more facilities like this or facilities with greater throughput. But this is a good start for us. So I'm very happy to see that we are advancing quick on the project that we have.
Okay, coconuts is, as you saw, we have new machinery here that we're doing the washing. We have tagged along with a company that has planted coconuts for, I think it's over 2 years now, and they're just about to start harvesting.
A trial run for the coconut processing project is expected in the coming days, after which exportation of local products are expected within 1 month. Reporting for Ctv3 News, Norma Ruiz.
As previously mentioned, the Ministry of Agriculture through the BMDC is preparing to launch coconut exports to Mexico in the coming weeks. Now, while the export market is always the goal for local producers, there are lingering concerns of the impacts of exportation on the local supply of coconuts, which is already reporting some shortages. Addressing these concerns today, Minister of Agriculture Honorable Hassemai assured Belizeans that the coconut industry is bracing for a major boost in production, which will far surpass what the country needs.
Let me tell you something. The demand for fresh coconuts has just increased tremendously. I mean, everybody wants coconut water now. It's fresh, it is nutritious, it is local. You see trucks moving to the city daily with coconuts. Our coconut production starts next year. We're going to have here in Orange 1,000 acres coming to production. Right? We have Obregon, we have Silkgrass, we have Blue Creek, we have all these will start next year. So we have enough coconut that you won't be able to drink all of it. So Belize is a small country. You saturate the market quite easily. We cannot wait for all the production to come in to start to find a market. So we have to study the market good. We have to put all our protocols in place, all our marketing arrangements in place, so that when that product comes in, we are ready to export. We cannot afford to have the production come in and we don't have this facility. That would be a disaster, right? So I don't think we'll run out of coconut. Believe me, we have enough coconuts for this country.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, has provided an update on the dengue situation in Belize following the ministry's confirmation of an outbreak just weeks ago, most notably in Belize City. Minister Bernard said the ministry has been actively working to curb the spread of the disease through mosquito control measures, including targeted spraying, as well as public education campaigns and community outreach. These efforts aim to reduce breeding sites and raise awareness about prevention.
A few weeks ago, when I was informed through my Director of Public Health that they will have to scale up spraying in the Belize district, immediately we sourced the required melatonin that is needed for the spraying. We had to hire temporary workers immediately. I think we got about 8 temporary workers to go in to assist the vector team in Belize district so that we could get spraying done. I know we are also doing, putting out ads, we are also doing house-to-house campaigns to ensure that people are aware that dengue can be protected. I mean, catching dengue can be protected. We encourage people to get rid of containers with holding water, tires and old things in their yard. But at the same time, the ministry is doing its best to ensure that we could keep on spraying in the Belize district area. Unfortunately, we have had an increase of stays in the hospital at KHMH because of dengue, and we're hoping that it doesn't lead to more serious issues.
The minister also confirmed that health officials are investigating a reported case in which a woman may have lost her life due to dengue. While the cause of death is still under investigation, authorities are treating the matter with urgency.
That there is a case of a female teacher, I understand, who passed away, and initially her test result was that she was positive for dengue. But we are also ascertaining because that's the reason why the team at KHMH has requested an autopsy, which I understand is going to be done this week to ensure that you could really verify whether or not the person died because of the complication of dengue or if were there any other serious complication that may have caused her death.
The ministry is urging the public to take proactive steps and protect themselves and their households, including eliminating standing water, using insect repellents, and seeking medical attention promptly if dengue symptoms develop. The latest Consumer Price Index CPI report from the Statistical Institute of Belize revealed sharp fluctuations in the prices of certain agricultural products during June. According to the report, lettuce prices experienced a significant rise compared to the same period in 2024, while tomatoes saw a marked decrease. Commenting on the situation today, Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Jose Abelardo May, noted that such price shifts are not unusual within the sector as they depend on a variety of factors, including seasonal cycles, supply and demand, and most critically, the weather.
Okay, well, there are many things that come. Depends on where we're sourcing. If we're sourcing from which state. Mexico is a huge country, and the center of the abastos is in Ixtapalapa, Mexico. So in Ixtapalapa, lettuce, tomatoes, everything which is there from all over the state, all over the Republic of Mexico. And some states may have it cheap at one time, some may have it expensive. Weather in some other states may be not good for them, and so the product is expensive, and so it varies. But many factors may cause increase in price of lettuce and other vegetables. Well, if the weather is good for us in Belize, we never import tomatoes. It is 99% local consumption. At times, you will find tomatoes that sells at $3 a bucket. At times, you will find it at $25 a bucket, right? It depends on the weather. Sometimes you plant tomatoes, the weather, and right now with climate change, the weather is so unpredictable. It varies a lot. So you plant today, you didn't expect rainfall, you're already harvesting, the rains come down, damage the tomatoes, the price goes up, right? And so there are many factors, but climate is the most important factor here.
Coming up next, a chef dies during fishing expedition off English Key. Investigation underway. Stay tuned.
José Tun presenta Los Cumbia Kings.
Mi dulce niña, tú me fascinas.
Los Cumbia Kings en concierto.
Sabes a chocolate.
Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange World Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación Quipass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Mechas, gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas,
La aplicación Express Plus.
Cuellos,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia.
Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse.
In a tragic incident near English Key, a chef lost his life while on a fishing trip that has now become the subject of an ongoing investigation. Josimar Toledano, 36, a resident of San Roman Village, was reportedly part of an 8-day fishing excursion when the tragedy occurred. According to authorities, Toledano was among 7 individuals on the trip. On Saturday, August 10th, 6 of the men went diving in canoes approximately 800 feet from their vessel, leaving Toledano on board to prepare meals. During their 2-hour dive, one of the divers noticed a figure floating in the water and quickly swam over to investigate. The diver found Toledano unresponsive and pulled his body from the water. Emergency efforts, including CPR, were initiated on the scene, but sadly, Toledano was declared dead shortly afterward.
On Saturday, the 10th day of August 2025, Aaron Raimondo reported that he was diving at the area of English Key along with one Josimar Toledano when he saw Toledano motionless in the water. He took him out and performed CPR but was unsuccessful. Police responded and the body of Josimar Toledano was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. We are awaiting a post-mortem examination to determine his cause of death.
Is any foul play suspected at this time?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, is he someone who made his living on the sea or was he?
Yes, he was employed as a cook at the island.
Okay, now you know that whenever anything is found in the sea or whenever there is a death at sea, people are always saying kilo or somebody may look for it's something in the water. Is there any indication that there were any unexpected?
Not that we know of. They are fishermen and they say they were diving for
And
seafood.
Were the 6 persons on the boat, were they detained?
No, they were interviewed, they provided statements, and we are carrying out an investigation.
Is there any inconsistency between those statements?
Not that we know of, no, not at this time.
And the body, was it found with bruises on it or?
No, it had no signs of any physical injuries.
An initial examination by police revealed no visible signs of trauma or injury. In a move aimed at modernizing the country's tax administration, Prime Minister John Briceño has defended the decision to convert the Belize Tax Services Department, BTSD, into a semi-autonomous entity. The government asserts that this transition, which will see the BTSD become a semi-autonomous revenue authority, SARA, aligns with broader efforts to improve efficiency and adapt to evolving fiscal needs. However, the plan has sparked controversy, particularly among members of the Public Service Union, PSU, which represents a segment of public officers currently employed within the department. Over the past few weeks, the union has raised alarm bells over the potential impact on its members, criticizing what is described as a lack of transparent communication and inadequate assurances regarding job security and the future employment conditions. The PSU has questioned the government's motives and expressed concern that the transition could lead to layoffs or changes that might adversely affect employees' livelihoods. Despite these concerns, the government has maintained that the move is primarily administrative and necessary for modernization. Both the BTSD and Prime Minister Briceño have emphasized that no employees will be dismissed as a direct result of the restructuring. And on Friday, the Prime Minister reiterated the government's stance, underscoring that the transformation into a semi-autonomous body is designed to enhance service delivery and revenue collection capabilities.
What we need to understand, this one is not stagnant. There's movements, and we need to understand that organizations have to change, structures have to change, and wanting to make the tax department a semi-autonomous institution is to move in the right direction. I think it gives more confidence to the institution in the minds of Belizean citizens, saying that, these people are not being politically motivated or politically driven. They're doing their work, and we need to give them the support to be able to collect the necessary taxes that we should collect. I'm not saying to be able to increase taxes, but to collect what is there for us to collect. And we're modernizing the institution, and in modernization there are times that certain divisions might not be needed anymore. A simple example, we don't think about it. 75 years ago, most of our cargo in the city, for instance, in Belize City, was moved by mule and cart. It's no longer that. We had to use trucks. So what we have done then? Oh, we can't bring in trucks because we are on displays. The people that own these mule and cart business. No, things change, things evolve, and so we need to keep up with the times and to be able to provide the best service possible to our citizens.
Adding to the challenges, the industry is now facing a new pest threat in the form of mealybugs, which, according to Minister Mike, could pose additional risk to cane production if left unchecked.
The people at CIRDI have informed us, and we witnessed the first applications. I went back to those fields, we did it 3 weeks ago, and there seems to be very good response from the first treatment. There's one treatment of fungicide and 3 treatments of biologicals. The first treatment has been done and the second has begun. When it rains, it pours. We have had history of Fracopa. It's endemic in sugarcane. We've never had Fusium affecting sugarcane. We have it now. About 10 years ago, we started with Stembora. We have that now. And now we have mealybugs. I saw one field that was infested with mealybugs. I took photographs of it and sent it to the CIRDI. They said, yes, Minister, we are monitoring that field. They destroyed the field. It's just one more pest to deal with. It sounds simple, right? But it's added cost. Added cost at a time when the price for sugar is depressed. So the farmers are not in the best position at this time. I must say that.
Belize is in the process of rolling out a new high-tech national ID system, which will be a biometric-based digital ID. This new system will utilize features like fingerprints and facial recognition to verify identity and will be used to access both public and private sector services. While the national ID aims to enhance security and streamline access to services, there is some public skepticism about its necessity, given the existing forms of identification. On Friday, Prime Minister John Briceño spoke about the rationale behind this ID.
The national ID would be the one ID that will be used for everything, including Social Security. this will be given to every citizen in this country. And the whole idea is then to make you easier to identify who you are. Right now, if you want to get some kind of credit, of course, they want you to bring your light bill, they want you to bring your phone bill, you want to bring all kind of bills to ensure that you are who you are and where you live. Now with the national ID, businesses will have access just to identify who you are, not to your personal information, for a small fee. So once we have that, opening up a bank account, how many people complain that it takes them weeks and months to be able to open a bank account? With a national ID, they will immediately be able to identify who the person is. It is something that is necessary in today's age of information, and information has to be interlinked. The services that they provide here at the Financial Services Commission, a lot of it has to do in trying to identify who you are, and it takes a lot of time and effort and money to ensure that compliance. But with a national ID, once you come in, you put your fingerprints, they scan your eye, and your ID won't come up. So it's done. You're very compliant.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, says the much-anticipated pediatric wing at the Northern Regional Hospital is progressing according to plan and is expected to be completed by early next year. Works for the new pediatric ward began earlier this year through a collaboration between the Rotary Club of Orange Walk, LEAP Global Mission, and the Ministry of Health. Valued at $2.3 million, the initiative includes the construction of a modern facility designed specifically for children's health care. The new wing will include observation wards, isolation units, consultation rooms, and other specialized spaces aimed at delivering quality care to Belize's youngest patients.
The new pediatric wing in the Northern Regional Hospital has been a joint project with the Rotary group. I know that we at the government, and I must commend the Prime Minister, when we initially we met way back, I believe in early 2021, with the people at Rotary, and we committed that the government will fund additional money for us to be able to build that pediatric wing. And so we know that when the work was procured and the contractor was able, I must say though, the contractor is moving very fast, and I believe that we will be able to see us moving into that facility very soon, and hopefully by early next year.
Once completed, the facility is expected to significantly expand the hospital's capacity to treat pediatric cases in the Orange Walk district and across northern Belize. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
It is truly a proud and historic moment for us here in San Ignacio. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to the official opening of the very first wooden basketball court in our community.
The cost of the project in completion was about $200,000. Honorable Mala was willing to assist us with this project. This is a huge, huge investment for us.
There can be serious development through sports, especially if the right foundation, having the right facilities are in place. Then the programs follow. We can't put the carriage front of the house by having the programs, but we only have outdoor facilities. Belize rain 6 months out of the year, and having outdoor facilities is just not enough.
Our focus is going to be on education, because that's a part of using sports as a vehicle to get as many of our athletes to international schools to play football, basketball, volleyball, track, whatever it is. The other thing is health. 33% of our people are afflicted by diabetes, hypertension, or some ailment like that. And those things can be prevented. So we want to create again the facilities where people can go exercise, have fun.
In a formal handover at the U.S. Embassy in Belmopan, outgoing Charge d'Affaires David Hodge introduced his successor to Belize's Foreign Minister, Francis Fonseca. The meeting took place on the embassy premises where Hodge officially presented Rhonda Slusher as the new acting head of the U.S. diplomatic mission in Belize. The position of charge d'affaires is a key diplomatic role responsible for leading the embassy when there is no appointed ambassador, ensuring ongoing communication and collaboration between the United States and Belize. Since Ambassador Michelle Kwan's departure earlier this January, the U.S. has not yet announced a permanent replacement. In the interim, Hodge has been overseeing the embassy's operations. The appointment of Rhonda Slusher marks a significant step in maintaining the strength of U.S.-Belize relations during this transitional period. The Ministry of Economic Transformation, MET, and the National Health Insurance, NHI, signed a landmark Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, to advance the national HIV response today. The agreement was signed by Carlos Paul, Chief Executive Officer of MET, and Dr. Ramon Figueroa, General Manager of NHI, in the presence of the Honorable Dolores Valderramos, Senior Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, and the Chair of the National AIDS Commission. The MOU underscores the government of Belize's commitment to enhancing health care for vulnerable populations by providing nutritional and vitamin support for children living with HIV through the Hand-in-Hand Ministry Support Program and expanding the integrating pre-exposure prophylaxis (PREP) services across NHI primary health care facilities nationwide. This initiative, financed through the Government of Belize's co-financing commitments under Global Fund Cycle 7, represents a significant step towards a more inclusive, community-driven approach to health care. The partnership ensures equitable access to HIV prevention, testing, and treatment for those most in need, particularly children and at-risk populations. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, August 12th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.